Welcome to N3 Ninja on the Next News Network. Unmasking the narrative, one strike at a time. The whole world requires a photo ID to vote, but here in America, asking for proof of who you are is somehow treated as a radical threat to our entire system. President Donald Trump just took to Truth Social to point out exactly how absurd this double standard has gotten, and he used the world's largest democracy to make his point. We're watching opponents of election integrity twist themselves into knots to fight a basic rule that India enforces effortlessly for hundreds of millions of people. It is hypocrisy by design, and today we are calling it out. Let's look at what's actually on the record. According to NDTV, President Trump posted on Truth Social about a recent conversation involving India's chief election commissioner. Trump wrote, "Earlier this month, India's chief election commissioner, Gyanesh Kumar, asked our administration, 'How can you have elections in the US without a valid photo ID?' Trump then highlighted the sheer scale of the contrast, writing, 'India's last election had 646 million voters. Less than 1% voted by mail, and every single voter had to have a valid photo identity document.' He concluded by demanding the immediate passage of the Save America Act. It is deeply embarrassing that foreign election officials are looking at our system and asking how it functions without basic security. The opponents of the Save America Act claim that mandatory photo IDs suppress the vote. Imagine these politicians trying to explain their stance to the Indian Election Commission. Oh no, you see, requiring a piece of plastic with a face on it is literally oppression. It is simply too hard for our citizens. We prefer the honor system. Cross our hearts, hope to die." Joking aside, the hypocrisy is staggering. You need an ID to buy a beer, board an airplane, or rent a hotel room. But the same politicians who mandate all of that will tell you that requiring an ID to choose the commander-in-chief is a bridge too far. Back to the reporting. The diplomatic corps and the administration are hammering this point. U.S. Ambassador to India Sergio Gore posted on X, "President Donald J. Trump is absolutely correct. 646 million voters, every single one required an ID in India's last election. Congress should pass the Save America Act." The White House also noted the global disparity, stating that India and Brazil tie voter ID to a biometric database, while the United States largely relies on self-attestation for citizenship. Yet, despite the administration pushing for what it calls a common sense bill, the U.S. Senate just adjourned for a 5-week recess without passing it. The Senate went on vacation instead of securing your vote. The lawmakers holding this up are terrified of the Save America Act because it destroys their favorite loophole. They constantly praise global democracies, but when you suggest we adopt the exact same security standards as those democracies, they refuse. That is not a principled stand. That is a deliberate strategy to keep the doors wide open. The fight against mandatory voter ID isn't about protecting the disenfranchised, it is about protecting a vulnerability. When the White House itself admits we rely on self-attestation while other nations use biometric databases, they are confessing to a broken system. If 646 million Indian citizens can manage to show a photo ID, the idea that Americans cannot is an absolute insult to our intelligence. They want the system loose, they want it unverifiable, and they want you to stop noticing. That's it for this N3 Ninja update. Stay sharp and keep watching the Next News Network.